Hi guys, right, now this is going to be the first update of what I'm going to call the finale video. Now as you can see, I've put the canopy on now. Basically the canopy was like a 3/4 side canopy. You had that side and the top was all one piece, and then you had that's a door that glues in and another door that glues in, and then there's a white bit that's sticking out the cockpit that goes through there. Now my only qualm with this, I don't know if I can get it to show up, you can see, I mean I've glued it down, I've held it down with my clamps, and you can see a massive gap all the way down there and all the way up there as well. You can see the gap. Now I don't know whether to fill that in with modelling putty, because on the other side I can't really demonstrate it. When I look down, so when I look down into there, you'll be able to just make it out at the side there. You might see the white putty. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I might just putty it, and you'll only have to, to look at it, you'd have to look closer at this angle. So that's where I'm sitting with that, guys. Stay with me. Hi guys, welcome back. All this week I've been working on a couple of hours here and there every night, pretty much every night. And to be honest, I didn't have that much to do this week, just the decaling. And I could say the Apache's all done. And let me just turn the camera around and you can see the final product. Now I apologise as there's not much light coming through the window. It is the 2nd of November and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, so there ain't much light coming through, to be honest, the window, so I've got to put my flash on. So I don't know if it'll, I don't think you'll be able to see that much, to be honest, but I'll try and explain it anyway. I'll start from the front here. Now you can see these camera pieces here. There was moulded in clear, but the glue didn't dry any good, to be honest. It was like a super glue effect, even though I used one on model glue. And it looked, it wasn't an even dry, because it was like a frosty. If it had been an even dry, I'd have left it, but it wasn't, so I just painted those in the light bluey grey to try and simulate the clear. I know it don't look accurate, as some of you might point out, but it's, you know, there's nothing to do about it now anyway. Remember from my previous video about that there, where it's a massive gap, I filled it in with the modelling putty, let it dry. It's not like real smooth. I tried to smooth it down, but like I said, it was very fiddly, and plus with this arm being there as well, I couldn't really get in there with a sanding stick that much, so I've sanded it best I could. You'll see on the stills anyway, you'll see, you know, it's not perfect, but it'll do. It doesn't show through when you look down through the glass, so that's another good thing as well. And as you can see, I can get rid of the glare. You can see some of the decals that I've put on, and then you got some of the decals on there as well. Sorry for the glare that's coming off here. Now the only problem with the decals, you know, when you put decals on and they blend into the, you know, the paint with the water, and then you seal them, these haven't. You can actually see the edges of the decals, and like I said, they haven't blended in, to be honest, so I'm quite disappointed with that. Also, you got these little arms here. Let me just see if you can get them around. There you go. There's that little arm there, and there's one on the other side there, as you can see. Now those, if you any of those who are thinking about doing this Apache, leave those till last, because and very carefully cut them off the sprue as well, because mine nearly snapped on me. Now you'll have like a corner edge that'll like actually glue onto there. It's like a little cornered edge. You have to be very careful when you cut it off the sprue. So I think the sprue is actually connected to that corner edge. But like I said, when you put those on, you might be worth using a drop of super glue, to be honest. but I used normal glue and held them into place for a few minutes, and what it was, because I didn't put them on during final construction, they actually snapped on me. So not this one, the other side, I've actually had to put a drop of super glue and get that back on, sand around it the best I could very carefully, and then paint over it. But like I said, I don't know how long that long's going to last, because when I clean my models I use some kind of I use a normal household glossing brush that you would like use for decorating. So when I'm giving that a once over the brush, it might accidentally take that off. So if that snaps off, I'm just going to cut the other one off, sand it down and repaint it. So I don't know how long that's going to last. So that's something you might want to consider. Right, then you've got the background here. You can see the US Army decal on there, and the various little dinky no-step decals. Now those are bloody really tiny. I mean, like I said, very, very tiny and very, very awkward to get on. Now also, finally, before I go on to the main rotors, you've got the tail section, the assembly there, and then they've got like two little pointed pieces, like tabs that point out, and then there's holes in each side, one there and one there on the other side of the propellers. And then you just put a drop of glue inside the little hole and you just stick it to the pointed tab that sticks out, and then you put that in. You could use a drop of super glue maybe, or just try a drop of model glue, wait for it to like get tacky, and then just go around the insides there and just put a drop of super glue on just to make it more secure. Now this one thing here I wanted to tell you just before I go back onto the main propellers is that was supposed to be a decal. Let me just turn her over a little bit, if I can get it to turn over. Now, as you can see there, that little black mark, or that little black rectangle, again it was a decal that was supposed to have gone a little bit on there, and then you smoothed it round the bend to attach on there. I didn't want to do that. I didn't think it would go taut, so I just masked it off and painted it. So that's that for you. And last but not least, again, the main rotor. As you can see, it moves a little bit. Now it was half in the olive drab that I painted the rest of the Apache in, and half in a light olive. As I said, I masked it all off all the way around. There you go, that's a better view. And then there's a, just so I can get rid of the glare, there's a decal on there, and then there's a 1, 2, and then there's another decal on there. Now, like I said, the propeller, leave it until final construction, I should say, because if you remember, one of the arms already had this assembly on attached to it. So basically, put the main link arms in as well. Those were very, very awkward, to be honest, very, very small, but I managed to get them in the end with a bit of persuasion. So what I did is I glued the one arm, then I got some bulldog clip clamps, put the clamp on there, and then I put the other one from underneath, glued it into place, put the clamp on, same for that one. And then once they're dried, I put a drop of paint on these as well, because I'd already pre-painted these from my first video. Then you got like a shaft that glues into there, and then you got another tiny shaft that glues into the top bottom of that, and then you got these two black pieces, well, two pieces that you got to paint in black. Those glue into the shaft from each side, and then finally the dome. It just the hole is not very, very tall, and it's not very, very wide. So, like I said, when you put those together and you put the paint it, then decal it, then seal it before you put it into there. Because when you put it into there, you're going to need to use super glue, because the model glue just well cut it. So just put a drop of super glue in the channel inside there, because it's not very deep and it's not very wide, and then just put your super glue in, drop it into place. Make sure you put it like level, like that. Make sure you position it into place so it's like equal to each side of these, so it's all that line's in the middle, and then Bob's your uncle. She's all done, and that's pretty much it, guys. following this, there'll be some still shots, and you'll be able to see that you can see that how the decals have dried. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and hope you've enjoyed the set of videos. Thank you.